It has been months since a crab told me what happened down below. Even after everything you had seen and everything I had told you, nobody would listen. Now look where we've ended up. Gauntlight is more active than ever, terrorizing our home with monsters as soldiers from the east drag our people screaming into the depths under the leadership of the blind general and the sisters. We cannot get word out for help. We cannot get supplies in. Food and medicine are dwindling, and I cannot keep this old fishing camp concealed for much longer. We have to bring the fight to them. We must take the fight to Gauntlight.
With Morlabent to his shop so that we could get some scrolls, some books, other assorted items that would be useful for our dungeon crawling needs. We had to deactivate a giant golem that was there. It nearly killed what's Colby's character's name?
Oh, Boba Bebo Bebo Bebo.
Yep, there's a reason I didn't remember that.
What the fuck? Wait, is that real?
Yes.
Yeah. It's Boba Bebo Bebo Bebo.
Unfortunately.
Why don't I
I'm
show
gonna have
you?
a stroke if I try to say that.
Why don't I show you him? That's what he looks like, Jacob.
Okay, so you basically... so, you...
We'll take the intermission to give Jacob some time to laugh.
You basically just made this universe's version of, like, Mixus Pitalik.
He's actually Freddy Freaker.
Anyways, Emma, continue the recap.
Yeah, so anyway, we had to drink a special tea to make sure that the thingamabob stopped attacking us, and then there was something else in there, wasn't there?
Not really.
No, the golem started going towards something, and we bailed.
It started attacking. There were some Inara soldiers.
Yeah. And we were like, well, we don't want to get involved in that, so we jumped out the window. It was a first floor window, so no real consequence. And then we were hiding to get in our boat and escape when we, saw a crew of soldiers walking back a strange captive man who was screaming quite a lot. And then we rescued him, threw him in our boat, and started rowing upstream.
Yeah, that is basically what happened. That captive man was Mitch. So Mitch is no longer captured. Yeah, that pretty much is that. So, let's roll back time again a minute. This boat is the one containing Rin. Now, Rin is keeping quiet as you guys all paddle your way along. You guys get to all the way up to pretty much the end of the river, up by where Rin's shop should be. But instead of the shop, you see just a burned, smoldering mess. Rin has you pull off to the side as more boats continue onwards along the river. All right. This is going to be an interesting one. I am admittedly not entirely sure what we're going to be dealing with here.
my shop's inventory has mostly been destroyed or stolen during the process of its destruction. But the druids of Stone Ring Pond, I have a good relationship with them. So they were able to take as much as they could of what was left and hide it away. So, our task is to go to Stone Ring Pond, deal with the patrols there so they cannot alert the guards to our other plans from that vantage point. And then we must get what we can.
Now I'll also remind you. Let me just bring you on over to the Otari map real quick. This is Ren's shop. This is the Stone Ring Pond. You guys never went here at any point. But the path to Gauntlight is right here.
Cool.
So
We're just casually walking about this pond all the time.
Yeah,
we just
pretty much.
We're just
This
like,
pond full of druids that could have sold you items. Yeah.
Oh shit.
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Never mind any of that.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's not important.
you'll also notice the fucking cliff right there.
Yes,
It's currently
I believe
between-
that we've noticed the cliff before.
It's currently between you and Stone Ring Pond.
I feel like I'm gonna have trouble with that.
Alright, any questions before we start climbing?
Can we go around?
Too long. Takes too long. Plus, we risk getting spotted.
I'm not sure I'm the
Say
climbing
so.
sort.
Says Remy. And why don't you describe what Remy looks like to us, Emma?
What?
Oh yes.
What the fuck?
Fucking what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Does this count as copyright infringement?
Why don't you tell us about Remy Rattington?
Are you shit? I'm sorry. What? Does
Well,
Remy
if you
have a
get to
daughter?
half of a sentence, you might understand. Okay, you see a centaur woman, but her upper half is that of a rat folk. She's got a nice braid, she has a gun on her belt, and, yeah, she bears a striking resemblance to another rat folk we know.
I don't. See. I don't know how to feel about this, but I know for a fact that Cameron was fucking giddy when he saw Emma Maze's character concept.
He was, that's quite true.
I don't know what I'm feeling.
I said, Cameron
Is it
Smith,
fear?
how do we feel about me making the bastard child of Remy Rattington?
That's,
And
Oh
he
my
said,
fucking
Excellent.
yeah, no fucking. Did Colby, did you just realize that's what this was?
I had assumed it was like some estranged family member.
No.
I don't know which
His
would be
bastard
worse.
daughter he's never met.
Who happens to be half centaur. And
He also
I just want to
doesn't-
let that sit with you, Jacob. That
also
Remy's
doesn't
daughter
know she
is half
exists.
centaur.
So,
When did Remy bang a centaur?
I thought Remy banged
Wait,
a horse.
was it? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was about to ask. Was it a centaur or was it just a full-on horse?
I guess we'll
Was
never know.
Remy just on some drugs?
It could be either, and no, he was not on drugs. Anyways, moving on.
He could have been on drugs. I'm so confused. I don't know if I'm upset that I didn't come up with this.
I waited for 2 months. 2 months I have waited for this reveal.
Gartholomew,
Good
why don't you describe
lord.
yourself and consider what you want to take out of your inventory as you're currently surpassing your max bulk?
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of, or trying to put my alchemist lab into the party stash, but it's not letting me.
Because you're not currently technically in the party.
I see.
So I can move that over for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to move that, and then I think I'm still slightly over, so I'll just put the walking cauldron in there as well. We can just say that those are with like the other supplies that are like.
The
going to
cauldron is
Gauntlight.
actually just walking by you.
But it's technically encumbrance, which is weird.
Where
But
is
either way,
the alchemy?
yeah,
There
you
it
see
is.
before you a short, balding goblin man, roughly I'd say like 4.5 feet tall. He's got this big ass barrel on his back. His clothes are like, fucking grimy. He hasn't washed them in so long. He's got a big ass ladle, just sort of, at his side. You can't tell if that's rust or if it's blood on it. You don't know. It's hard to see from this angle of the image, but he does have a big ass bald spot, like just like in the middle of his head. And he has just this aura of not really wanting to be here.
And
Yeah, I ain't fucking climbing that.
and Jacob, why don't you describe Strux to us?
So what you see is just a, average height, sort of blonde white guy with blue eyes, and he's just kind of, he's just, like he's just a guy, as far as you can tell. He's just a fella.
He's just a little guy.
He's
Oh, no.
just well, maybe not quite little, because I don't think I really established a height, but
Why don't you
he's
establish a
definitely-
height and write it the fuck down?
Okay.
He's a foot tall. He's a regular human scaled down to a foot tall.
Does he
He's-
have
he
tiny
is-
hands?
He is Scrappy Doo size.
Oh, his hands are
you
so
can, You
small.
can clearly, you can clearly see that that he has quite big hands. I mean, there's really not much to him than that. Nothing too distinct about him, I guess. He's just.
He is
kind of
wearing
a-
shoes, though.
Yes, he is wearing
Oh,
shoes. I mean,
proud of
that's.
you.
Well, listen. My other characters. I think one of my other characters is wearing shoes.
Nope, neither of them
No.
are wearing shoes.
Well,
Really?
hang on. The first guy has one shoe exactly.
No, he does not.
No, he
Really?
steals one shoe exactly.
Oh, I see.
Dexter has no shoes.
Yeah, and neither does Mitch, apparently, which is
Mitch does
I
not
just
have
realized-
shoes either.
yes, Mitch
I
does
just-
not have shoes.
I just realized Dexter is in the fucking default pose.
Yes.
Everything about Dexter is default.
Okay,
Yes.
so do you know why I picked that, by the way? Because it looked like he was like mugging a guy, like he was like his hand was out for money or some shit.
Okay.
Interesting.
I respect that.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so that's Strux. So here's our party of Gartholomew, Remy, and Strux. And Rin telling you to climb a cliff.
All right. You know what? Let me let me just check my itinerary here. Yeah, I might be decent at climbing a cliff. We'll see. But you there, rat horse person.
Remy.
Yeah, you there. I got some waffles for you if you want to follow my lead. He's gonna hand out a fucking dripping with syrup. He pulls it out of his pocket. Cooperative waffles. Greater cooperative waffles.
I love that. All right.
She's really tentatively gonna take a bite, but she doesn't know how this is gonna help with the climbing.
So immediately after you take a bite, you feel just this wave of something, and you see you start to like notice your eyes are like hyper focusing on this goblin's hands and feet and features as he's moving.
All right.
So,
Now, what you want to do is you want to scamper up like this. And, I guess I'm going to use follow the... Should I use follow the expert, or should...
hold on, I'm looking up follow the
Ren-
expert.
yeah.
I'm looking up follow the expert.
This is the first time we've used cooperative waffles ever.
It's also the first time we've used follow the expert. All right,
Lots
let's
of firsts.
see. Okay, so Remy would use following the expert.
That's gonna take a while for me to get used to.
So how does this actually work? What? Huh?
'Cause I think...
Why is this not telling me what I need to know? Oh, there we go. I was in the wrong page.
Oh.
All right. Choose an ally attempting a recurring skill check while exploring, such as climbing or performing a different exploration tactic that requires a skill check, like avoiding notice. The ally must be at least an expert in that skill. Are you an
I'm
expert?
not shit.
Yeah, no, you are absolutely not. You're not even trained.
I was going to use acrobatics.
How?
I don't know if...
Climbing is an athletics action.
Well, shit. All right.
You need to give me a genuinely good reason if you're going to switch those.
All right, boff up that waffle. I want it back.
I'm sorry, what?
No, you gave me the waffle.
Son of a bitch.
Also, Cameron, I'm
You know,
not really
that
seeing
was-
anything on my character sheet.
Huh?
That was genuine leshy butter.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I'm working on it, Jacob.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
There you go. You have it now.
Appreciate you.
All right, so what are y'all doing?
All right, well. Yeah, I don't know how to climb that fucking thing.
Can I
Sheesh.
try and prance up the thing to make it an acrobatics check?
How is prancing in acrobatics?
Is it not? That
I'm honestly
prance
very.
climbing feels like acrobatics to me.
Prancing is just walking with flair.
I'm actually very
But up a
curious as to
wall.
how this is going to work mechanically for a horse to climb up a wall.
No, you're not getting away with that.
My only better option is that, like, someone makes it up the cliff first and then, like, pulleys me up with rope.
You know what's an even better option? Letting Rin take out her grappling hook that she has prepared.
Oh.
That y'all just skipped over letting me talk about. As y'all are arguing about this, Rin pulls out a grappling hook. Don't worry, I came prepared. I'm not very good at climbing either.
Oh, thank the fucking gods.
So
He says that he's going to take a swig of the flask on his belt.
love that for you. So Rin starts climbing. She leads the way. I need all of you to make athletics checks for me.
Oh boy, I love athletics checks.
All right, but I ain't good at this. Oh, son of a bitch.
30.
It's a 3.
I'm going to let that stand because it's funny.
All right. So, as y'all start climbing, you just Srux, you're the only one having a good time right now. Everyone else is like slipping and falling and like just hanging onto the rope for dear life, including Rin. So Srux, you just pull yourself up to the top and start pulling the rope up.
No, leave it down. Wait,
No,
wait.
you guys gotta figure out yourself.
No. You're
What?
you're pulling it up with them attached.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, what fucking?
How am I
monster
that
strength.
fucking strong? Jesus.
You have a pretty high athletics.
That's true, I do.
All right, I'm very uncomfortable being lifted by this.
And also, I
Seven
need a way to
highest.
get y'all up the fucking cliff. And also, there are enough ridges that you can help him along. So he's not just doing this on his own. You're like, keeping footholds and all that.
At what stage did you realize you were putting the centaur on the wall climbing detail?
When we started the session.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all get to the top.
Yay.
And you can now see Stone Ring Pond right ahead of you,
Now that is a beaut.
along with the light of a campfire.
Which side is the campfire on?
The campfire is right here, roundabouts, on the eastern side.
And can we tell if that's a campfire of presumably guards or...
You'd figure
Okay.
you're a little far away currently to really make out details, but you'd figure.
I'd like to start creeping closer.
Okay, are you creeping closer from that side, or are you taking a different angle?
I'll go ahead and come around this way just to get a better view.
Okay. Is everyone else going that way as well?
Yes, but before we do, I would like to do something, if that's all right.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to pop open the keg on my back and I'd say, "Hey, anyone needs any liquid luck before we get moving here? I got you covered." And I'd like to pass out. Well, I've got some Bravos brew here, as well as a couple of Fury cocktails. If either of those will interest you, Bravos brew. It's a quick reminder: is bonus to will saves, and then Fury cocktail. Will give you bonus to attack rolls and an additional effect depending on the. I did not make it. I did not put in an additive. Oh shit.
Would you like to say you put in an additive?
Hey, yeah. Let's go with double. The cocktail's just stronger. You gain a resistance 1 to physical damage.
Cool.
But you take a -1 penalty to AC and a penalty to reflex. So, you there, angry-looking guy. I got a drink that'll make you. I think you'll like this drink. You like to punch stuff?
Yeah, I like punching stuff. I think I'm pretty good at punching. Some say I'm the best at punching.
All right. Here you go. I'm gonna pop the cork off the bottle. Drink up.
Srux
Giving him
takes
a Bravo
one.
Fury cocktail.
Srux takes one sip, and is just like overwhelmed. He's like, "Holy shit! This is piss," and he throws it.
It tastes
for you,
very
pal.
strongly of ginger and rum.
Ginger and rum. That actually sounds disgusting.
And then would Remy like any of the Bravos brew?
Oh, I've already
I
thrown
think
it.
we'll take a Bravos brew.
You're not Remy anymore.
No, I'm talking about, because I'm assuming that he was offering the one that I just drank.
No. He was offering the Bravos brew, not the Fury cocktail.
I
It's
will
not
take the
Remy,
Bravos
it's
brew.
Remy.
Remy.
Get it right for the sake
Anyways,
of my sanity, because I'm not going to be
Remy-
able to
Remy
handle
wanted
that.
Bravos brew?
Yes, please.
All right, you now have the Bravos brew. You have.
How long
you have
does that
been
last?
affected. An hour.
Cool.
And then the Fury cocktail lasts 10 minutes.
All right. So as you take your little potions, you start moving closer. And why don't we have Bartholomew, Mr. Colby Caldwell? Why don't we have you pick a D20 for me?
It's 1 through 14, right?
Yes.
Let's go with lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. All right, Emma. Do we have opinions about number 7?
So the last time we picked 7, that was the death of Sogrim, Grenadine, and Petra.
Oh, perfect.
Was it now?
Perfect.
7. So what I'm hearing is that 7 is not a very good one.
Hearing is that 7 is the TPK die.
Yes. Though, to be fair, the only other time we've used 7 before this was the first entry that I have on the list, and there are no notes.
I see.
That's very ominous.
So as you begin creeping closer, Bartholomew and Remy, you are doing a decent job of staying quiet. You're avoiding sticks, you're keeping your footfalls on the ground, and you get up pretty decently close to the campfire here. And you can see surrounding it are 4 individuals. Looks like they're all Inara soldiers, but judging by the colors. You can see what looks like a cut purse, a gallant, a squire, and a wanderer, all surrounding this fire, cooking away, eating their food. They've got a little pot of something boiling over it. And as you get closer, Strux, you trip on a stick and fall flat on your face. And you're tripping and falling.
Oh, my nose.
Also trips Rin.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And as the two of
Rin
you
has
fall
fallen.
and pick yourselves back up, you would notice that all of the soldiers have turned to face you.
Oh.
Well, all right then. It's time to get to work, I suppose. No, hang on. We're just a couple of homeless folks.
It's time for
I'd smelled you were making some scrumptious stuff. I myself am a chef.
If Bartholomew and Remy would like to roll stealth, you may.
Yeah, let's roll stealth.
Yeah. I do not have good stealth.
Do you want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it?
You roll it. It's initiative. You roll it.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, so did you mean roll stealth instead of initiative?
Stealth as initiative.
I see. Okay.
You should be able to. You should be able to go into your sheet, and you see the little initiative button. You should be able to change that. There you go. To stealth. If you want, you can also just leave it as perception.
I'm just doing regular perception initiative.
Yes.
Let's see.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with a regular initiative. So I'm just gonna re-roll mine. I'm not gonna re-roll it. But that would make mine a 21.
All right. Why is it not in?
Let's see what attacks there.
Why is it not in? All right then. What did you roll again? 21? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're in now.
There we go.
All right. Starting at the top of round 1, we start with this cut purse up here, who's going to first and foremost have their bow out, and so they are going to first and foremost take an action to pull a bottle from their belt and cover the head of their arrow in it before drawing and firing at. Let's see. I would say drawing and firing at Gartholomew.
Ah, shit.
So, that is a 16 to hit.
That's not hit.
All right, then the attack misses. All right, and that is going to then give him one more action, which he will use to. Hold on a sec. I just gotta check through all 3 million of these things. All right, which he's going to use to do a little movement over to here. All right, that brings us now to the Stern Wanderer here, who is going to start out by using a Hunt Prey action on Gartholomew, and is then going to rush forward, wielding a light mace in one hand and a mangosh in the other.
Ooh.
And is then going to go for a swing with the light mace at Gartholomew. That is a 19 to hit.
That fails.
All right, then. That is the end of its turn. Yeah. All right. That's then going to bring us to Rin. Rin is going to cast... All right. Rin is going to cast Enthrall. So she begins speaking and just giving a step-by-step tutorial guide on how to cast this exact spell. And it seems that all 4 of these soldiers begin just looking at her, sort of like fascinated by what they're seeing. So, let's see. All right. So they all need to make saves. Start with the cut purse. Cut purse gets a success. Okay. The gallant gets a success. The squire gets a failure. So the squire, it seems, has become fascinated with what Rin is saying, meaning he's got a penalty to perception checks and can't concentrate. And the wanderer here gets a failure and is also fascinated. All right. So, yeah, that is what Rin does with her first 2 actions. And with her final action, she is going to just take a knife from her belt. And yeah, that's her third action, is to take her star knife from her belt. Why don't we actually give a look at Rin, because this is Rin. We haven't seen her in a while.
You know, for the longest time, I imagined Rin as like a bug person, and I don't know why. Like, I thought she was like a giant, like, mantis person.
All I can picture her as is Mira Niagalova.
Oh, Mira.
Gartholomew, you're up.
Okay. So I just have a quick question about a rules interaction, if I may spend some time on that. So with devise a stratagem, it states that if I use the attack stratagem, if you strike the chosen creature before the start of your next turn, would that apply if I use another action that contains a strike? Like if I have another action that says make a melee strike, would devise a stratagem still apply to that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna devise a stratagem with the guy in front of me.
Okay. Cool. So what does that do?
I believe I roll a plan of attack. You can see you can devise a free action if you're aware that creature. Okay, here we go. It's a flat d20. Was that what you just rolled?
I didn't roll anything.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I understand what happened. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the effects are a little wonky. Wants us to use Foundry's targeting system, which I don't want to.
Gotcha. All right, that's a 17.
So you need to use that as your roll?
Right, so basically it's allowing me to see if my roll will hit before I actually make the attack.
I see. And you can add your intelligence instead of your strength or dex.
Right.
If you're striking with an agile or finesse weapon.
Or a sap, which I am using.
Oh, cool. Look at that.
Yeah. So that would be a 20. What's my intelligence modifier? I believe it's +4. So that'd be a 21 to hit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take that. I think a 21 is decent.
I see. All right.
And then
21
so then
does hit.
Okay. All right. So then my next action is going to be a kneecap.
See? All right.
I'm gonna fucking hit him in the knee with my ladle.
All right. Attack doesn't deal damage. On a hit, they take a 10-foot penalty to their speed. Okay, cool. So he's now this wanderer has now been kneecapped.
And now that he's been kneecapped, I am going to use an interact action to load a blight bomb into my ladle, into my weapon siphon that is attached to my ladle.
Now I believe interact is a manipulate action, isn't it?
Son of a bitch, yes it is.
I see. So as you do that, this guy that you just whacked in the fucking knee is going to attempt to stab you with his mangosh.
Oh!
As you try to load this blight bomb. That's 15. That's not hitting.
This is not fucking hit.
So you just completely dodge it.
Hell no!
And me loading this blight bomb into my ladle is literally just taking a spoonful out of a fucking bowl, out of a pocket on his apron.
Love that. All right, so that is your turn.
That's my turn.
All right, that brings us now to the Reverend Gallant, who is going to go ahead and is going to take action number 1 to stride up over to Rin, and is going to let's see. Okay. Yeah, and is going to go for a Morning Star strike on Rin. That is a 14 to hit Rin, which does not hit. He's then going to use his final action to raise his shield. All right. That brings us now to Strux. What would you like to do, Strux?
Strux. So quick question. Is my weapon drawn already, or do I have to draw it now?
Well, if you would like to have one of your weapons drawn, you may.
I'll have my weapon drawn.
All right, the Barricade Buster.
Yes, the Barricade Buster.
Why don't you describe the Barricade Buster to us as you pull it out?
Well...
What does it look like?
I honestly need a reminder. It's been a while since I even saw a photo of it.
Brother, you're supposed to make this up. I've never shown you a photo because there isn't one.
Okay, yeah. So it's a Barricade Buster, so I assume that it is a quite large it is a large fuck off gun that
with 8 barrels.
I guess. Oh, is it 8 barrels?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't realize that it was 8 barrels. Good lord. Okay, yeah. So it has 8 barrels. And it busts barricades. So time to do one of those.
All right.
Bust.
What are you shooting at?
Brown. So first thing I'm gonna do actually is move over here.
Okay.
On the other side.
Shitsing.
Up that collides with something, I guess, so I can't.
There is a tree stump
Here.
or a tree trunk there.
Okay, I'm gonna move here instead.
All right.
And I'm going to target this fellow right here.
Okay, just a note, this weapon has the volley trait, which means that targets within 20 feet, you take a -2 penalty to hit them. So
Targets
being point
within
blank,
20 feet.
yes, since this target is, point blank,
That's somehow what's it called? Debuff.
it is a debuff. You're taking a penalty to hit targets within 20 feet of you.
Are you point blank hitting someone with a fucking mortar?
Yes!
That's
Pretty
actually
much.
really fucking
Well,
funny.
it's not really a mortar. I do have a mortar, but
No, this is your mortar.
no, the big boom gun is the mortar.
No, the big boom gun is a deagle. This is your mortar.
That's right. The big boom gun is a deagle. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So
this
roll the
one is
hit
the
with your
mortar.
Barricade Buster
Okay.
with that -2 penalty.
That's right. It's the fucking deagle. I forgot I gave him that. Okay. So that's gonna be a 22 to hit,
Including your penalty?
including the penalty. So wait, is it? Okay, so my strike bonus as it is +5.
Yeah.
So does it go from +5 to +3, or
Yes.
does it cancel out on top? Okay, yeah. So it's 20. It's 22.
Okay. So that still does somehow hit.
Yup.
So go ahead and roll damage for your Barricade Buster.
Should I say how much damage this thing does?
Why don't you roll it and then we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm set. Okay, yeah. That is going to be 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage in one hit as this big ass projectile flies out of this gun, smacks this dude right in the chest. He's now mortal. All right, you have one action remaining, and your gun is still loaded because it's loaded by magazine.
That's right. It is loaded by magazine. Okay. Damn. I guess I'm gonna take a shot at this fella up here.
All right.
Actually, no. I'm gonna do one more shot at him.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit with multiple attack penalty.
Okay.
So that'll be a
So-
-2 to hit.
Yes, I'm -2 to hit. So, yeah, I got a 12.
12. That does not hit, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Mhm. All right, that is the end of Strux's turn. That brings us to Remy.
Okay.
Remy.
Remy. is
Sorry,
going
Remy.
to start by trying to shoot this bloke in the face.
All right, we love shooting that bloke in the face. With your
Yeah,
dueling
fuck
pistol or
that
your
bloke's
blunderbuss?
face.
With my dueling pistol.
I see.
That is a 32 to hit.
A 32 to hit. That is a critical hit, in fact. Go ahead and roll critical damage.
Wondrous news. Wow, there's a lot of numbers attached to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
lucky you. That gun has fatal.
Neato. That is 27 points of damage.
27 points of damage. And it looks like you have critical specialization with that. So the target needs to make a fortitude save or become stunned 1. And that's going to be against your class DC. That is a 16 on that fortitude save.
That's a failure.
Okay, so he becomes stunned 1. Meaning he will lose an action at the start of his next turn. And that was 27 points of damage. So that's a hefty chunk. But this dude's still up.
Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and reload.
Remember to
I'm gonna-
keep track of your ammunition.
Yep. And then I'm going to shoot this guy. Well, try to
Okay.
anyway.
Go ahead and roll to hit with multiple attack penalty.
That is 22 to hit.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That does 5 points of damage to hit.
5 points of damage. All right, that is just enough to kill him as he's stumbling over. His knee is broken. He's just been shot in the chest with a big fuck off bullet, and then you just bang right in the head. All right, that is the
Okay.
end of your turn, I believe.
Gun is unloaded. All right.
That brings us now to this oathbound squire who is currently fascinated. He just keeps looking at Rin. But, it isn't enough to completely distract him as he's able to take a step forward. And then he's going to lay on hands on the gallant who just got shot. Which will restore some hit points and grant an AC bonus. And this dude has one action remaining, which he will use to stride around next to Remy. All right. And that is the end of his turn. That brings us around to the cut purse over here, who's going to take another shot at Gartholomew with his short bow.
You keep doing that, I'm gonna get ticked off.
That is a 24 to hit.
Ah, son of a bitch, that hits.
All right. So that is going to be... One sec. There we go. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that hurts. Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
And I believe... Okay, no, never mind. All right. He's then going to take another shot at Gartholomew.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
That is a 23 to hit.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, that hits as well.
All right. That is going to be 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, all right. You're really starting to you're really ticking me off, man.
And he's going to take one more shot at Gartholomew.
Don't do it. I see you. Don't
Because
you
short
load
bows
that.
have a reload of 0. That's an 18 to hit.
Ah, you missed.
All right.
Fucking idiot.
And that's the end of his turn. That brings us around to Rin, who is going to go ahead and cast. Going to cast Ray of Frost at the Gallant. That is going to be a 30 to hit, which is definitely a hit. And that's going to deal 4d4 points of cold damage. So 11 points of cold damage. Let me just check something. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Much better. All right. And this dude is then going to make a... Okay, nope, that's it. He doesn't do anything. Rin is then going to take a step back. So she does not provoke attack of opportunity. That brings us to Gartholomew.
Okay. Going to go ahead and 5, 10, 15.
There's a tree stump right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
And would that be difficult terrain?
It's a tree stump. You can't go through it.
Ah, I see. All right.
You know, trunk.
A tree trunk,
Then-
right. Sorry, not a stump.
Like
Trunk.
it extends into the sky. It's not just
I
the stump you
see.
can step over.
Okay. And then I forget. Do I need to do anything to pass through Rin space?
She's an ally, so that counts as difficult terrain.
Okay. So that would be 5, 10, 15. Oh, okay. What I want to do is go down, and I want to get this guy flat-footed if I can.
I see.
So I was hoping to do that by going down below Rin and then around.
So that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That brings you right there.
Okay. I'm blind now because I think I'm inside of a
you're
wall.
outside the map.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. That's what you get with that move action. You can take a second one if you like.
No, I'm gonna stick with the first. So
Blind you will be.
Okay. Shit. All right. I'm gonna. Yeah. I'll devise a stratagem against
Okay.
the gentleman right above me.
Okay.
Oh, and that is a 5. So I am not going to attack with that. Instead, the other option that I get is... Where is that? Skill stratagem.
You'd have to take an action to... When you devise a stratagem, I think you pick which one you do.
So I believe I get to see the roll. Yeah, I make the roll and then decide on an attack or skill stratagem.
Ah, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the skill stratagem instead.
All right.
So I get a circumstance bonus to my next intelligence, wisdom, or charisma-based skill check or perception check involving the target. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to recall knowledge about that guy.
Okay.
And then for recall knowledge, I believe that is... I mean, I can make that a skill of my choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to use... Could I use crafting to see if there are any weak points in the armor?
Sure. It's purely flavor, but sure.
Okay. Well, that would be like a... Because that would be using my crafting modifier.
Go ahead
right?
and roll crafting. Yes, it would.
Okay. That's a 30.
30. Yeah, the armor is extremely well constructed. It's a very well constructed breastplate, but it is just a breastplate. So legs are weaker, arms are weaker. He's wearing this chainmail coif. Got a shield. That's about that.
Let's see, okay.
I believe you have one action remaining.
Actually, no. That was
Nope,
that was my last
that is
action.
it. Yeah, forgot
Okay.
you moved. All right then.
So I'm able to tell that it's just like regular, just nothing
Regular old
special.
armor. Doesn't look magic
Gotcha.
or anything. All right,
Okay.
that brings us now to the Gallant here, who is stunned, so he only gets 2 actions this go around. He's going to come down to Remy. Time to take you off your high horse. And he's
Wow.
going to go ahead.
Very clever.
I know, I'm so good at this. He's going to go ahead and try to whack at Remy with his Morning Star. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Then Remy is going to take some damage. Let me get the appropriate dice out here. And I'm going to say that he's going to make this piercing damage. So he's attacking with the spikes on this Morning Star. That is going to be 9 points of bludgeoning damage. And that is his turn. That brings us to Strux.
Right. I am going to draw one-handed to my big boom gun.
Okay.
And then
Are you... So that would mean that you would have to change your grip to one-handed on your Barricade Buster.
Yes, which means I have one action remaining.
Nope. Changing grip is to one-handed is considered a drop, so you've got 2 actions.
Cool. Okay.
But you
so,
can't use your Barricade Buster unless it's two-hand, unless you have 2 hands on it.
Cool. So, anyways, I am going to go ahead and attack this fella right here.
Okay, with the big boom gun.
With the big boom gun, that is going to be 26 to hit.
26 to hit. That is, in fact, a hit.
Fantastic. Next, I'm going to roll damage. Oh, sorry. It wasn't a 26. It was a 25 to hit.
25 still hits.
Cool. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong attack.
That's fine.
That's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Alright. And as this dude is now bloodied, I just want to remind you that the big boom gun has the cobbled trait, meaning that if you fail an attack roll, there's always a chance your weapon will explode whenever you fail an attack roll.
Aha.
So anyways...
Not like critically fail, just like regular fail?
Yeah,
Is
every
it-
time you fail an attack roll, every time you fail an attack roll, you need to make a DC 5 flat check. If you fail it, the weapon misfires.
Ooh.
You have 2 actions remaining, and your gun is currently unloaded.
No, I have one action remaining.
Oh yeah, 1 action remaining, and your gun is currently unloaded.
Alright, well, I'll...
And reloading
change
requires another hand.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna change my grip back to two-handed on the big boom gun.
Okay, so you drop your big boom gun
Yes.
to go 2-handed on your Barricade Buster.
Actually, I'll just sheath it and then go.
Okay, so sheathing. So you've sheathed your big boom gun. You now have 1 hand on your Barricade Buster. That brings us now to Remy.
Okay, we're gonna start by reloading my gun.
All right.
Then I would like to fire a shot at our lovely panicked oathbound squire.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit.
A 22 that does in fact hit.
Cool. That's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. All right. And as you fire, the Reverend Gallant is going to swing his Morningstar at you with a retributive strike. So he's going to make that attack against you, and that will grant the Squire damage resistance. So that attack roll is going to be an 18 to hit Remy.
It's not going to hit.
All right. But regardless, that causes your shot to fly a little sideways, so significantly reduced damage as it bounces off the armor. So it's 11. So it's going to be 5 points of damage instead.
Excellent news.
You have one action remaining.
And with that final action, I would like to make a Jaws strike on this son of a bitch.
A Jaws strike. Interesting. Go ahead and roll the bite.
Is it 24 to hit?
A 24 does hit. And as you do that, the Squire is going to also get a retributive strike on you. So go ahead and roll your damage.
It is 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage gets reduced down to 2. And the strike against you is going to be a 23.
That will hit.
All right then. This mace deals 4 points of damage to you.
These bitches are really just coming after me.
I mean, they are both champions. That is what champions do. That'll bring us now to this Oathbound Squire that you were just getting smacked by. And he's actually going to turn and try to smack Bartholomew with his mace.
Huh.
That is a 5 to hit.
That does not fucking hit.
All right. Then he's going
Critically
to...
does not hit.
He's then going to take the Devoted Guardian stance and raise a shield, granting the Reverend Gallant there a +2 bonus to AC, and that is his turn. That brings us around to the top of round 3 with the cut purse over here, who's going to stride over to there to get a line of sight on Bartholomew.
Damn it.
And is then going to go for a short bow strike. That is a 16.
That fails.
All right, and second one is going to be a 13.
That also fails.
All right, that's that. Rin is up. Rin is going to cast. That's already been cast. All right, Rin is going to cast Hideous Laughter on this Reverend Gallant here. So they must make a will save. That is a failure. Yeah, that is a regular failure. So as he just begins cackling, he slowed 1 and can't use reactions. And Rin will then take her final action to take a step backwards, still right there. All right, that's the end of Rin's turn. That brings us to Bartholomew.
Okay. I'm still blind, but is there someone right there?
No.
Okay. Could I actually just real quick take a peek at the battlefield, but like keep my character?
There it is.
Okay. Actually, I do want to step there. Yeah. So that's
Cool.
Yeah, you can just
I had a
stay there.
feeling.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, gonna devise a stratagem about
All right.
this guy right here.
As that guy is now flanked.
Yeah,
What'd you
why
get?
not? I'm gonna that's a 15. So
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to attack with that, which would be an attack roll of a 19.
Of a 19. That would be a success.
Woot! All right. Well, I don't know why I rolled that. We already rolled it. It's a success.
Yeah, I don't know why you rolled that either.
Yeah. And so I fucking hit this guy across the jaw with my fucking ladle.
All right.
So that deals 5 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of acid damage.
All right, and he is going to since his shield is raised, he is going to be able to reduce that damage. So the 9 becomes a okay. The 9 becomes 4. All right. Yup, you have 1 action remaining. Oh, nope, never mind. That was it.
Nope, no,
you
I don't.
moved. Forgot you moved. All right. And that is that. That brings us now to the Reverend Gallant, who is currently slowed, who's going to start out by making a lay on hands on the Oathbound Squire here. So that's going to be a bit of health back to him. So he's no longer bloodied. And, oh, actually, he's back up to perfect health. Completely unharmed now. And he's then going to take his second and final action to swing his Morning Star at Remy. That is a natural 20.
I'm gonna hero point that if you don't mind.
Okay. Then that will instead be a... Excuse me. That will instead be a 39. Sorry, not 39. 29. I can't read.
That hits, but doesn't crit.
All right. Cool. So, Remy, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that brings us to Srux.
So Srux is going to change his grip to 2 hands.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go ahead and target this fella right here.
Okay.
Okay, so then that is going to be a nat 20.
Hell
Oh.
yeah, all right.
Fuck yeah, alright,
give
let's
you
see what
that,
the fuck this thing
critical
does
hit
on
deck.
that. What, good lord.
So, you get, and that was, let's see, the Barricade Buster is bludgeoning damage, so you get Shield Smack. The target must... Oh, this is actually kind of useful. The target must succeed a reflex save or drop a shield it's holding. So it's going to make a reflex save against your class DC.
Wild.
That is a 20. So what's your class DC?
My class DC, which
Mhm.
is... That's AC plus 10, right?
That's not your class DC.
What's my class DC again?
It's on your proficiencies page. It'll be at the bottom.
Oh, my class DC is a 21. That fails.
So it fails. So he drops his shield.
That's wild. It's pretty crazy.
So that actually is pretty major, considering he's a champion. They kind of rely on their shields. And all right, so go ahead and roll critical damage.
Okay. So, Jesus, alright, let's see what this does. Okay, so, in total, Wait a second. Okay, in total, sorry, I almost got the math wrong there. In total, that will be 36 points of damage.
Not only does this guy
Holy
drop his
shit.
shield, you shoot directly into his shield as he tries to block it, and the bullet just takes the center of the shield, and Remy, you watch as this dude's arm is flung through his armor and out his back.
Oh.
This dude is dead as shit.
Wow.
Man just got shot fucking point blank with a mortar. Alright, so he's dead. Strux, you have one action remaining.
Okay, so Strux is going to target this guy now.
Okay.
Who has somehow been unharmed through all of this, which I am hoping to change.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Probably will not change because this is going to be a -2, but you know.
Yeah, and multiple attack penalty.
That is true. So, well, yeah, that's what I mean by -2. So, does a 3 hit?
No.
I'd like to
And
ask-
that is your turn. As that weapon
It
is
is my
not
turn.
cobbled, it does not risk exploding. All right. That brings us to Remy.
Okay, I would like to load my gun.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to try and shoot the gentleman in front of me just in the face.
Okay.
Is a 25 to hit?
A 25 is, in fact, a hit.
Excellent news. That is 6 points of damage on him.
All right. 6 points of damage. And you have one action remaining.
Let's reload my gun.
Okay, cool. That brings us to that squire that you just attacked. He's going to go ahead and strike at Remy with his mace. That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage. He's then going to take an action to run on over here. And then his final action to raise his shield. All right, that is the end of his turn. And as we get to the top of round 3, you all notice the pale blue Gauntlight. Whoom! Focus in. Up here.
Ah, shit.
And you
that's not
see,
good.
in a flash of light, this massive chitinous creature
Oh,
with tentacles
Not
on its
another one of
face
these bitches.
Paizo.
I think I've eaten one of those before.
comes out of the Gauntlight and is now in combat. Lucky for you, it is not at the top of initiative, so it does not go quite yet. But that brings us now to the Crafty Cut Purse, who you all hear look up at that and go, "Oh fuck!" Before going for a bit of a move over to there, and then another move over to there, and then another move off the map. That cut purse has now
Okay.
escaped combat. That brings us to
You should
Rin.
follow suit.
We We
What
needed
was our
something
mission?
From the druids in the lake here, right? That was
You're
the deal?
supposed to. You don't know exactly what you're supposed to do, but Rin shouts out,
Get to the lake. Deal with it if you can. If you can't, I'll get you through.
All right.
and she is going to cast. She's going to cast Hideous Laughter on this Oathbound Squire here. That's to make a will save.
Oh my god, is she using it as bait?
Possibly. He critically fails, so he
no.
falls prone for the next round, and will then be slowed one after that. Rin is then going to take her final action to move to over here. That brings us now to Gartholomew.
Okay, I'm gonna follow suit and move. For some reason, it wants me to
Because there's
do a little
trees.
jig.
There's trees.
I see. All right, so that's 15 to get there, and then so I wouldn't be able to like move directly horizontally to like there, right? Because of the tree in the way.
Pretty much.
Okay. So then I guess I will. That was like 15, 20, 25. I guess I'll go right there.
Okay. That was one action.
And then she just said to get to the lake, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I am going to use my second action to stride and go right here.
Alright.
Hiding behind the rock. And then
Okay.
I'd like to recall knowledge on that guy.
Sure.
Hear me out. I would like to use my cooking lore to see if, in my knowledge of like cooking crustaceans, to know if this thing has any particular weaknesses.
Uh-huh.
And then I forget that's a roll that you're supposed to make. I know that historically we've been individually making those recall knowledge checks.
Is this a
I guess
specific ability you're using?
No, just recall knowledge. It's supposed to be a secret roll by the GM.
Okay.
But we
I
just
guess I'll
haven't
give you a
been doing
secret roll then.
Okay.
And you said you were using cooking lore.
that. Yep, that's a plus 13 for me.
Okay. So. Okay. You would know that this is a kind of creature, a type of aberration called a chul. What you would know most about them is that they are poisonous. So while you're not aware of any specific weaknesses, you would think to yourself, want to be careful when trying to eat that. Because it has a paralytic venom.
All right. Yeah, I've eaten this thing before. Don't get touched by it. It will paralyze you. And that's my turn.
Oh.
All right. That brings us then to the chul, which is going to take its first action to move over there,
That's
and
terrifying.
its second action to move over there,
Oh god.
Good.
and its
Fuck
third
you, Lord.
action to move over right up next to this Oathbound Squire and
Oh,
Gartholomew.
no.
Bye, buddy.
And that is the end of its turn. That brings us now to Strux.
So we're all leaving, right? Just to be clear.
Rin told you to get to the lake.
All right. Which direction is the lake?
I don't know, maybe it's where the lake is. Oh, right, you've got a
Can't-
tree in the way. It's directly on
Yeah.
the other side of the tree, pretty much.
Okay, cool. So I guess I'm just gonna move over here. And that was how many steps was that? Okay, that was 15 steps. And then it's another 25. So that's one turn.
Okay. You have 2 actions remaining.
15, 20. So just get to the lake or like get into the lake?
She just said get to the lake.
Okay, so that's I'm just jumping in. So that's
All
20.
right, Strux jumps in. You have 1 action remaining.
I guess I'm gonna get something that I can use here. I guess I'll just shoot this thing.
Okay. And it is more than 20 feet away from you, so you don't take that penalty.
How do you not take the penalty? Love
As
to
you
see
hop
that.
into the water, though, you would notice there's like, you think fireflies fluttering around, but they don't quite look like fireflies. They're a whole lot more colorful. So go ahead and roll to hit.
So what do I get here? 19?
19 unfortunately does not hit.
Fuck. Okay.
So that is the end of your turn. That brings us to Remy.
Okay, I'm gonna start by going 20 feet. Another 20 feet. Get as far in the lake as I can.
Okay. Lovely. That brings us now to the Oathbound Squire, who very definitely is still panicked. Let me just double check Hideous Laughter here. Let's see. Prone cannot use actions or reactions for 1 round. So yeah, he's kind of fucked.
I'd feel bad if he wasn't trying to actively murder us 5 minutes
That
ago.
brings us around to Rin, who's going to stride through this tent to the other side. And then she's going to come on up to here. And she's going to yell out, "Bartholomew, get in the lake!" As Remy and Strux, you watch as she begins to weave magic between her fingers, and these like fairy lights begin flowing towards her. So Bartholomew, that brings us to you.
All right, I'm gonna get the fuck in the lake. So first action, stride.
As you attempt to
I
move,
fucking knew it. I fucking
it gets
knew
an
it.
attack of opportunity
Oh,
with it as it lashes out with its claws and its reach of 10 feet.
I'm sorry, reach of 10 feet?
Yeah. That is going to be a lovely, chunky ass.
I don't
Hold on,
like
I need to make
that.
sure I'm doing this math right.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
like
that's a
that.
37 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna
Oh
be that's gonna be a hero
my
point from me.
All
God.
right.
Will
Rolling
that
again.
help?
That's another 37.
What
Good
the fuck?
fucking lord.
So that's a critical hit, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Anyone else want a hero point?
I have no hero point, I'm sorry.
Fuck it, I'll hero point it.
Okay, rolling again. Hey, that's better. That is instead going to be a 26.
Oh, thank God. That's a regular hit.
Okay, cool. Then you are going to take from that 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
How much would you have taken if it was the critical?
Times 2, as far as you're aware.
So 34.
That would have
points.
actually killed me.
All right, continue.
I believe I had
So you move 10
Was-
feet.
10. So I fucking like get my fucking ankle broken by that thing or whatever, and then I just fucking tumble into the water.
All right, you have 2 actions
It actually
remaining.
just pushes you into the water.
Yeah. Is this difficult terrain?
Yes.
All right, then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna fucking grab onto these two.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, get us the fuck out of here.
All right.
What do you
that
want
will
me to do?
That will bring
And then
us
with
now.
my last action,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
scoop up some of the water into my flask, just for the hell of it.
Okay, that will bring us now to the Chul, who
Oh
is
shit! I
going
didn't think of that.
to first and foremost go for this squire on the ground. Gonna grab him in his claws, and you all hear it say in common, "It has been so long since I have had a good hunt." As it gets a 35 to hit this poor squire.
Not today, Satan. It could not just say that in common. What are...
It did.
No.
It did, in fact, just say
No.
that in common.
Oh, sweet. Horrors beyond comprehension.
No, the problem is we could comprehend the horror.
That's going to be 34 points of damage to the squire, who instantly is crushed to death. That was one action. Chula is then going to take its second action to move 30 feet over to there. And then its third action to move 30 feet over to behind Rin. That brings us now to
Pop,
Strux.
what are we doing?
Strux, what would you like to do?
Strux is going to. So everybody is in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to shoot at the monster again?
Sure.
It's worth a shot, I guess. Okay, so that time it is a 24.
24 does not hit. It just
Jesus.
bounces. The shot just bounces off of its chitinous armor.
What the fuck? Okay.
You have 2 actions remaining.
Well, I guess we're just waiting for Rin to do something. Should I pull Rin in?
You have 2 actions remaining. What do you want to do with them?
God. Giant felling comet.
Huh?
I'm using the action giant felling comet. You shoot you shoot.
Now,
What's up?
I don't think I don't know if your star shot is currently active.
Is it not? Oh, shit. How do I activate it?
I believe that's an action, if I remember correctly. But also, you dropped your big boom gun, and I think that was the one with star shot on it anyways.
No, I sheathed it.
No, you dropped it.
No, I sheathed it.
No, you dropped it. You didn't have
No,
enough
I
actions to sheath it.
Yes, no, I told you that I was sheathing it, and then I switched to 2-hand on the other one on the next
You
turn.
were not able to do that, so you dropped it.
What are you talking about? I had 1 action left, and then originally
Yes,
I was...
you had 1 action left. You said you wanted to...
Okay, I had 1 action left. I said I wanted to switch to 2-hand on the barricade buster, and then you were like, you'll have to drop the gun. So then I said, never mind then, I'll sheath it, and then I'll do 2-hand on the gun on the next turn, which I did.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to.
Someone saying
fight
that
this.
he ended his turn with 1 hand on 1 gun and had sheathed the other one.
I'm not gonna fight this. I don't care. All right, you have your gun. Whatever.
It's sheathed.
There you go.
Okay.
You have your gun. So you take an action to take it out.
Cool.
And then I'm pretty sure it takes an action to... Yeah, you've got a shift eminence, so that takes an action to activate your star shot. Because you've got to activate
Cool.
your divine spark.
Alright, cool. I'll do that then.
Great. Alright, then that's your turn. That brings us to Remy.
Okay, I'm gonna try and battle medicine Bartholomew.
Okay.
That's a 26.
26. That is a critical success. That'll be 48. 48.
Holy moly.
I was so thirsty. Thank you.
I hated
Yeah,
that.
18 points of healing.
Cool. Alright. So Bartholomew is back up to full. Remy, you have 2 actions remaining.
I'm gonna try and swim out a little deeper, see if that does anything.
Okay, you're out a little deeper. You have 1 action remaining.
I think I need to reload my gun, so I guess I'll do that.
Pretty sure you reloaded at the end of your last turn.
Oh, did I? Well. Truthfully, I don't know what to do in this moment. I do a... Oh, fuck, I don't remember what the skill check is for aberrations.
Huh?
Recall knowledge on them. I don't
Recall
remember
knowledge?
which recall knowledge skill you use for aberrations.
Typically occultism.
Alright, I'll do one of those.
Okay, cool. I'll roll that because I guess that's what we're doing now. What's your bonus?
Plus 10.
Plus 10. Yeah, you've never encountered a chill before. You don't really know what you're up against here.
That's fair.
Cool. All right, that brings us around to the top of round 5 with Rin. And as this gauntlight up there fades, another light appears from within this pool. And Rin, as this magic flows between Rin and all of these fireflies, and she just shouts out, "Get to the hut! Ignore the obstacles if you can! Just get to the hut!" And you all feel yourselves moving.
Oh, it's first the water, now the hut.
So, let me just go ahead and move you all around a little bit there. There we go. Okay. As you find yourselves in a different place, a much more vibrant place, in fact. It appears that there's bubbles floating in the air. There's very brightly colored orange and purple and teal plants all around. There's these fancy orange and purple flowers floating in the water around you. And Remy, you can see through some of this foliage what looks like a structure.
There's
Up
a
to
structure.
north. So,
Are we still in initiative? Or are we...
yeah, we are still in initiative. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the best way to. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna add you all to initiative again, and plug your numbers in. But so let's see. 21, 18, 18.
I'm
Go, Colby.
frightened. Oh, is it my turn?
Oh no, I
shit.
was asking you to speak.
Oh no,
But it is
sorry.
your
I was gonna
turn.
say I am frightened by the fact that we are still in initiative. Okay. Do I see? Am I able to see any hut anywhere from where I am?
Not currently, no.
Okay. Then I guess I am going, and there are no other threats around that I can see.
Not that you can currently see.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to, I guess, use my first action to stride. 10, 20. I guess that's as far as I can get with one stride. And then I am
Okay.
actually. What was that?
I said okay.
Okay. And then I am actually going to use my second action to. If I use Quick Tincture, does that take the item off my belt as well? Or should I, do I have to pull out a versatile vial and then Quick Tincture?
I think you can just do it.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
I'm going
since
to.
it's one action, I think you just do it.
Gotcha. Then I am going to use a Quick Tincture to make a.
And you have an alchemist toolkit, I'm assuming,
Yes, yeah.
in your hand.
Not in my hand. Shit, never mind. All right.
Where's your
that's
alchemist
something to do.
toolkit?
I see where it is.
In the party stash?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
So we're not going to do that. Instead, forgot about that little hitch right there.
Yeah, that little hitch that you kind of need that item.
Well, you know what? At least I'm not an alchemist. I just use a lot of alchemy. Instead, I will be drinking a fury cocktail.
Lovely. All right. What additive is in that fury cocktail? Is it also
It's
a
gonna be
double?
the same. Yeah, just a double. So I get to
Okay.
resist the physical damage. And I think that's 2 actions to like pull it off and then drink.
Yes, it is. So go ahead and make sure that you take that out of your inventory as I've applied the effect.
Yep, already done.
All right, that brings us to Remy.
Right. For me, having seen the hint of a building through, thing is gonna.
Now I should note, all of this foliage, difficult terrain.
Awesome. Okay, so I get 10 feet.
All right, and you can now definitely see that there is a big old tent here.
I get another 10 feet.
All right, as you get to the entrance, which appears to actually be open, and you can see inside.
nice.
It looks like a little tea room.
And I'm gonna call it, hello?
You get no response. Strux, that brings us to you.
Okay, so I'm going to go. How far can I traverse in water? Is this the same as above water?
It's difficult terrain, so your movement is halved.
Halved. Okay, so to this 25, does that become 15 or 10?
10.
Okay, so 10, 20, 30, and that's my turn.
All right, that is your turn. And as you step into this foliage, Strux, you notice something next to you. It's almost as if the foliage itself is moving as this green, almost tree-like creature pulls itself out of the ground, seemingly. You are not alone.
Clearly.
So, this creature is going to, first and foremost, take an action to step up close to you,
Oh no.
and then is going to swipe at you with its claw.
Oh, not even like a chance.
That is a lovely little 32 to hit.
Oh my god.
Good God.
Oh my god, that's a crit.
All right, so that is going to be okay. That is going to be
I don't like how many dice I just heard.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice.
really wasn't. That was 2 dice.
It sounded like at least 3.
That is going to be 26 points of slashing damage plus.
Oh.
I need you to make a fortitude save as this sap gets lodged in your wounds.
That's almost half of like the total amount of health that I have gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you said I need to do a fortitude save. Okay, fortitude.
Yes,
save.
please.
Here we go. Here we go. That's a 23.
23. Okay, that is a success. You are not poisoned by the sap, at least not yet. All right. And that is going to be its turn. That brings us now to this other one, which is going to stride out of the woods there with its 40-foot movement speed to flank Strux and go for a claw strike.
Our boy Strux is not having a good time.
No, he really is not. That is a 29 to hit.
Oh, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. That's another fucking crit.
All right. So
the funny thing is that it wouldn't have been a crit, but whatever the first one did to me lowered my AC by 2
it's because
points.
you're now flanked.
Yeah, so
that's not what the first one did. That's
from
just you being flanked.
Yeah, so it went from a 20 to an 18. So because of the simple fact that I am flanked, that became a crit. Otherwise, it would not have been a crit, which is not a nice thing to know.
22 points of slashing damage, and I need a fortitude save.
22 points of... Oh my god.
Okay. I promise, I'm not intentionally having this happen where your characters are the ones getting the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? You did the same thing to Mitch!
I like that Jacob hadn't even realized it until this moment.
Mitch is fucking... This is not intentional.
Mitch got ditched, and now Srux is
him.
So
what?
go ahead.
No, we did not. You guys did not rescue him.
They did. They just did. That is what we discussed at the start of the session. Make your fortitude save, please.
Oh, they did. Okay, well, I wasn't there for that.
You were here. You weren't there for. Okay, just make your fortitude save. We're not.
No, I was here at the start of the session. I wasn't.
We're not doing this right now. We're not doing this right now. Make a
fortitude save. Fucking God, if I can read. Is that a 6 or an 8? That's a 6. Okay, so that's 27.
27. That is a success. You are not poisoned. That is the end of that thing's turn. That brings us around to the top of round 2 with Gartholomew.
Okay,
Darth,
yeah.
buddy, help.
Just 1 second here. I ain't doing too hot either. It's gonna be a stride, so that's 10, 20. Oh, jeez. And then that's, I guess, another stride.
Okay.
Am I just losing the last 5 feet of my movement?
This is difficult terrain, so your movement is halved. You would have 20 total feet of movement per stride.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 10 total feet of movement per stride.
Alright, so that's stride 2. That is 1, 2. Oh, man. And then... I'm gonna step there. Oh wait, is there something in the way?
You know what? Honestly, these walls are pissing me off, so I'm just gonna delete them.
Ah, okay. I was like, I cannot see anymore.
Yeah. I was trying something new with the walls. It didn't pay off.
No, I mean it still works.
So there we go. This big thing next to you is a rock. So there you are. You're now flanking that thing.
And that
was all 3 of your actions. That brings us now to Remy. Remy.
Do I actually know what I'm looking for here?
The stash of supplies, probably.
Do I see a stash of supplies?
Not currently.
Why can I not move in?
It's a very small space that's not actually aligned with the grid, because Dungeon Alchemist is foolish. There we go. Look at that. There's suddenly a much bigger door there.
Yay.
Whoa. All right, so you move inside, and in here, you see there's a chandelier overhead, there's some stools, there's a table, and on the table is a scroll in a case.
I pick up the scroll.
You pick up the scroll as an action, and you read it. Inside is the text, Akam M. A Hikuindinas. And yes, I will show that to you.
Sandwich me make?
Oh my fucking god.
What? Oh
you
my
figured that out a lot faster
god.
than I thought you would. So what would you like to do? You have 1 action remaining.
Forwards or backwards.
I don't know what that means.
Sandwich a me make? What the fuck does that even mean?
Do I see the materials to make a sandwich?
No! Look at the fucking scroll text!
You, in fact, see a big old jar next to you.
Sure.
You take an action to open the jar and look inside, and inside is a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter
I'm so
and
upset
a
with you
jar
right
of
now.
honey.
I'm so upset with you right now. I am getting fucking double teamed.
Actions.
And Emma Mays is in a hut making a goddamn sandwich.
Anyways, Strux, you're up.
Help me!
Strux, you're up, buddy.
I'm
What would you like
fucking
to do?
running! 10, 20.
Oh no, I'm fucked.
10,
Cameron Smith's illness, I think, is making him
15.
Wait, don't go. Ah, shit.
delirious in a.
As these creatures turn to you, Bartholomew, Strux, you are now in here. As Remy is looking inside this jar. You have let's see, was that all three of your actions?
That was all three of my action. Well, that
All
last
right.
5. Technically, I have 5 feet of space left.
You
so
can use that if you'd like.
I'm just gonna go here.
There you go. You now
I
can
wanna
also
be
see.
securely. I don't want one of these fuckers reaching in the door and grabbing my ass and dragging me back out.
That brings us now to this creature who is right up next to Bartholomew and is no longer flanked. It is going to just crack a smile into its wooden face and just say in common,
So never I've gotten to the fray.
as it goes for a claw strike. That
Rash.
is a 21 to hit.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my fucking god. That. Why did I drink that fucking cocktail? Yeah, that hits.
All
But
right,
hey,
so that-
hey, I get resistance 1.
Oh, there you go. All right, so you'll get to remove 1 point of damage from this.
We'll take it.
So that is going to be a total of 12 points of slashing, reduced to 11 due to your resistance, and I need you to make a fortitude save.
Uh-oh. Chat, I don't like this. That's a 28.
Chat,
A
are we close?
28, that is a success. So you are not poisoned. This creature then gets a second action, which it is going to use to make another claw attack. That is a 17 to hit.
That fails.
All right. And that is going to be its turn.
Ooh.
That brings us now to the other one, which is going to take its full 40-foot movement to flank you.
Fuck? What the fuck?
It melds like into the rock behind you
Oh.
in order to flank you. As it just goes for a claw against you. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, make a fortitude save against the sap. As you take 9 points of damage before resistance.
That is a -8 then.
Yes.
And then it's an 18 fortitude.
All right, and you are now mortal, and 18 is unfortunately a failure, so you are poisoned. So, oh yeah, that means you take an additional. Oh, actually, you know what? Lucky for you, the damage for this is 1d6 minus 2, and I rolled a 1. So you don't actually take any poison damage. However,
I
you
actually
are
heal
poisoned.
from that.
You are in fact poisoned. And that is its turn. That brings us around to Bartholomew. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm gonna start with a step because I don't trust these things to not have attack of opportunity. Actually, they didn't attack of
You
opportunity.
are not able to step through difficult terrain.
I see. Well, I'm just gonna make a full stride then. That is 10, 20. Another stride. Boom.
You are now inside.
So that was... That's 5, and then... I think I have another, 5 movement left, right?
This is
Now
no
that it's
longer
regular
difficult terrain.
Is it 10, maybe?
So, yeah. That's fine.
Okay. And then with my last action, I'm going to pull an elixir of life off my belt.
Okay. Alright. And that will bring us now to Remy Raddington.
I'm gonna make the sandwich.
How do you make the sandwich?
Oh my.
Is the bread sliced?
Wait.
The
I have
bread
a
is
reaction.
not sliced.
Hang on. Can I use technically, rules as written, this might not work, but it's really funny. Can I use my reaction clue in? Trigger another creature attempts a check that could help you get closer to answering the question at the heart of one of your active investigations. I know that we haven't established this as an investigation,
You
but
know what?
hear me out.
I think I'll allow it because it's funny.
It's really fucking funny
I
that
think
a
it's really fucking
half-dead
funny.
Bartholomew is just sitting in the corner, backseat, helping her make a sandwich.
So how are you? What are you
This
doing to
entire
clue her in?
situation is just so infuriating.
What's happening? Tell me. Who is the sandwich for?
You,
gonna say,
Bartholomew, you have gathered that by the sandwich supplies that Remy is currently holding, she needs to make a sandwich.
All right. Yeah, I see what's going on here. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get the mayo on first. And you got any way of toasting that? Go ahead and toast
butter.
it.
There's no mayo.
It's just peanut butter. Oh shit! All right, you got a knife? Spread it with the fucking. You don't got a knife? Use your fingers. All right, use the coke nail.
My
Hey,
pistol,
no
I'm
one's
just
gonna
covering
know.
My pistol.
Did you just say use the coke now?
Ain't no one gonna know.
So Remy, what would you like to
This didn't help
do?
at all.
So-
Okay, I'm gonna cut the bread.
How? You don't have a knife.
Use the
I'm
coke
going
nail.
to tear the bread.
You tear the bread! You tear into this loaf of bread! Are you trying to make slices or are you just tearing it in half?
I'm trying to make as nice a slice as is physically possible during this stressful time.
And she would get a +1 from my clue in.
Make a crafting check!
Oh, Jesus. Well, wouldn't you know? 24.
24. You deftly take your fingernails, just shove them through that bread, rip a slice off, shove them through, rip another slice off. They're not the prettiest slices in the world, but they're slices in your book. You have 2 actions remaining.
I would like to drizzle some honey on one of the pieces of bread and smear some peanut butter on the other.
You open up the jar and just dump some honey on. And then you take the peanut butter jar, you stick your hand in there, you scoop it out, you slap that shit on, you close her up, you call her a sandwich. What do you do now?
I don't fucking know!
Sandwich is currently in your hand.
Out of actions.
You have. I'm saying you have 1 action remaining because you know what? No, never mind. We'll pass it to Strux. Strux, what do? Remy's holding a sandwich.
Remy's holding his. I mean, it's. I guess I just put it back on the table, right? Offer it to
All
the
right, you grab
sandwich gods.
You grab the sandwich out of Remy's hand. You slap it on the table. What do?
Oh, sandwich gods, take upon this offering that I bestow upon ye. Strux is saying this all out loud, by the way.
All right. Make a religion
so
check.
our lives may be spared. Okay, so a religion check. Let's see. A 26.
26. You hear a voice say, "The sandwich gods have heard your prayer." And on top of the table appears, as a big old bite gets taken out of the sandwich, this little tiny dude.
No
with
fucking
curly
way!
blonde
No
hair.
goddamn way! No! No!
Not this bitch.
Kill that fucking thing.
Man, we hated this fucking thing.
Oh my god!
The first time.
Oh my god! Oh my
Bring it
god!
back.
No! Absolutely. I'm having a. I'm fucking losing my mind right now. I'm having a panic attack.
And so, this little dude just shouts, "Be gone, foul creatures! We do not need you here!" And you look back outside, and the things that you were fighting no longer seem to be there.
I fucking. Oh my god. I want to annihilate this thing. I want to annihilate this thing.
We are
I don't
now
care
out
if
of
it-
initiative.
I don't care if it just saved my life. I want to throw this thing at a wall.
As this little dude just takes
No.
the sandwich, he sits down on the table, his little legs swinging off the edge, and he just mouths away.
Whatever
you came here for, it's in the jar.
It's in this jar? With
Yeah.
the sandwich stuff?
Yes.
I look in the jar. Is there anything else in there?
You look in the jar, and now you can see the jar appears to have a bottomless pit of items inside it.
Excellent. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the sandwich. We gotta go. I'm gonna go and, jump in the lake.
Unfortunately, the jar does not budge.
What? Oh, we just have to take what's in the jar?
Yes,
Oh,
the jar is mine.
Oh, what?
Ah.
What do we need from the jar? What's
So-
in the jar?
I will show you what's in the jar. So you actually should be able to double click on that chest I just dragged in, and you can actually see everything yourself.
Holy shit.
But there's a lot of shit in here.
Okay.
Oh, another walking cauldron.
So
Alright.
take what you'd like, and be
I'm gonna
aware
say
this
we
is
probably
all
wanna
that is left from Rin's shop.
I'm
I
gonna say we
see.
probably want basically all of the health potions.
I think I want the lifting belt, because Gartholomew is a character that carries a lot of shit, as we've
That's fair.
established.
Yeah,
Alright.
you might want to put
You have the
that
lifting belt
on
now.
so that we can grab more of this junk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
What does frozen lava do?
Frozen lava. It's a little pearl. You throw it, it detonates as a fireball.
Oh,
Oh, we've had those.
Normally those are on necklaces as a necklace of fireball, but this is instead a singular pearl.
I see.
And it's also a full strength fireball.
Ooh.
Or not quite full strength, it's 5d6 instead of 6d6.
Okay. I guess question one: how much of this can we physically put on our persons and get out of here?
Well, there's currently a total of 11 bulk in here.
I can carry a bit more. So I have another 4 bulk until I'm encumbered.
I have another bulk until I'm encumbered. Rex, what do you got?
Sarks, what do you got?
I have rage.
That's not an answer.
All right. Well, if anyone else, unless anyone objects, I'm taking the cool jacket. I like to take
Alright.
the coyote cloak.
Okay, you take the coyote cloak.
Alright,
That's a cool
The
jacket.
Fear Gem, the Frozen Lava, and the Shark Tooth Charm all have no bulk, so I'll take those.
Okay, so Remy takes Frozen Lava, the Sharktooth Charm, and the Fear Gem. All three of those talismans are now in your inventory.
And then I will take the one bulk of the lesser healing potions.
Okay. So I think, I don't remember exactly how much that would be.
Well, there's 16 there, and there's one bulk and 6 liters, so I'm assuming...
6 light bulk. So, yeah, you take 10 then.
That's all I can
Yeah.
carry.
Right.
Well, you can carry more than being encumbered. You'll just be encumbered.
I'm gonna
You
take.
can take up to 11 bulk.
Okay.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna take just the rest of those potions because that's only like 5 bulk. Actually,
Okay,
that goes up to 5 bulk.
I will put those all in your inventory then. All 25 minor healing potions, all 6 lesser, all 10 lesser elixirs of life, and all 15 minor elixirs of life. All right.
Well, the spike snare has no weight, so I'll add that as well.
Okay.
We don't need a walking cauldron.
I've already got one. However, I will say, it can carry 2 bulk on its own, which could be useful to at least get more. Well, never mind. It's 2 bulk of ingredients. Never mind.
Well, because it's 4 bulk, and everything else is totaling 5 light bulk.
Right.
If Srux does not say something, I will start packing these last 5 light bulk onto him.
Yeah.
Just give it to me.
It's all yours, pal.
All right, so you're giving Strux all of the light bulk?
Yes.
Cool. Strux now has the Glamorous Buckler, the Frost Vial, the Shielding Salve, the Oil of Weightlessness, and the Sea Touch Elixir.
Woohoo!
And we're leaving the walking cauldron.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Well, okay, so just for the sake of like the future, are we going to rule that the walking cauldron, even if it's walking, does that still contribute to your bulk?
Hold on, I'm reading it. No. It does
Okay. Okay. That's good to know for future reference. Unless we just want the 12 gold that we'll get from like selling it to someone, whoever we can sell it to. I think we've already got one. I don't see us needing another one.
I mean, if it can walk by itself, it may as well walk with us, and if we lose it, we lose it.
That's true.
Okay. So I'll just put that in the party stash.
Yeah.
All right then. Lovely. So, you now have taken all those items, and this little dude has finished his sandwich.
I'm gonna meander on over to a little dude over here. By the way, can we take a resolve rest during this time?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna meander on over to little dude, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, you want any more food of, magical nature? Here's my card.
food.
Hey, you know how to find me." I give him a little card with just Gartholomew Van Vollevu, subsidiary of Micknick and Associates written on it.
Ha! All right. Lovely.
I can't read, but okay, thank you.
Hey, you know what? You don't need to read. You just need a nose and a tongue. That's what I always say. Good sense knows how to find good food.
As this is, We did leave Rin with an aberration.
Yeah, we should,
So you've taken 10 minutes to take your resolve rest.
I
Thing
mean,
in the water.
she's probably fine, right? We're going back into the water with the giant lobster.
But we can't live here.
Yeah, you're right, we can't.
All right, so you're running back to the pond.
Running back to the pond.
Running back to the
Okay.
pond.
You run back to the pond, and as you come out, it's as if only seconds have passed. You can see Rin still barely hanging onto the spell as she's been grabbed in the Chul's claw, and it's currently in the process of transferring her into its tentacles.
Oh, son of a bitch.
We got the stuff!
Great! Now preferably save my life! So it transfers Rin to its tentacles, and that is the end of its turn. However, Rin is going to have to make a save against the paralyzing venom. Rin fails her save and is paralyzed.
Huh.
So, that brings us now to Strux. What would you like to do, sir?
So, Strux is going to shoot the creature.
Okay.
Or wait, no, hold on, because Ren is in her tentacles. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the creature. Hold on, what's the sea touch thing, dude? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot this thing.
Okay. With your big boom gun?
Yes.
Okay. Just so you know, the range increment on that is 20 feet, so it will take a -2 penalty.
Okay. 12 plus 12 instead of 14, so that's going to be 27.
27, that will just barely miss.
Oh. Okay, well then in that case, I'm using Giant Felling Comet.
Now,
Oh
I want
my.
to note, you just missed with your big boom gun. Make a flat check.
Oh no.
Right. Just flat 20 check, right?
Yup.
Okay, that is an 18.
An 18, that is a success. Your weapon does not misfire.
Phew.
It is, however, unloaded.
Right. Okay, I'm going to reload.
All right.
And then I'm going to Wait a second. Oh, I was gonna say it'd be the funniest thing, because things out of my range increment. It'd be the funniest thing if I pistol twirled it and then it got off guard from that. I was going like, hey, giant fucking bug monster, check this out. And he just goes, whoa!
Whoa, that's
God
cool
damn.
shit.
Holy shit! Okay, let me see. 'Cause I'm actually just crash against me. I'm just gonna reload. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
reload anyways.
Okay. Lovely. I think that was all 3 of your actions.
Yes.
So that brings us now to Remy.
Okay. Remy is going to swim 10 feet. Swim. And she's going to try and shoot the creature.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
The 24 to hit.
24 unfortunately does not hit. And that, I believe, is the end of your turn.
That's all I got.
Brings us to the top of round 7. Ren is paralyzed, can't do anything. Bartholomew, you're up.
Okay. Shit. All right. First action. Can we say that I'm still holding that elixir of life from 10 minutes ago?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a swig of that.
Cool.
That's 5 points of healing to me.
Lovely. You have 2 actions remaining.
All right. My second action, I'm going to. Curiosity, what's the distance here? 35. Okay, so I am gonna have to stride to get a little closer. Gonna stride there. And then with my final action, I would like to draw my light bomb.
Okay. You draw your Blight Bomb.
That's my final turn.
All right, then. That brings us
Final
now
action.
to the Chul, which is going to take its tentacles, and it is going to use it is going to start biting Rin with its mandibles. So Rin is going to take an automatic 3d6 piercing. All right, Rin takes 11 points of piercing damage. Rin's pretty bloodied. It is then
I
going
don't know if we
to
can do this.
do the same. That's going to be 9 points of piercing. And it's going to do the same again. That's going to be 8 points of piercing. Rin is currently mortal. That brings us to Strux. What would you like to do, Strux? Played by Jacob Perez.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was thinking. I'm gonna take a straight action over here. And take a move over here. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to take one stride action right here. And then I'm going to use, finally, after all this time, Giant Felling Comet.
Lovely. What does that do?
You shoot the star shot, causing a detonation in a 5-foot burst within 60 feet. Each creature in the area must succeed at a DC 21 basic reflex save against your class DC, which is 21, or take spirit damage equal to your normal strike damage with the star shot. Creatures larger than you may take a creatures larger than me take a -2 circumstance penalty to their saving throws. This shot requires any ammunition that would normally be required for the weapon.
Lovely. All right, and that is just a 5-foot burst, so it will only hit the Chul.
Yes.
So, let's see.
But he does
All
take
right.
a -2 down circumstance penalty.
Yes, he does to this save, which is a reflex save. All right, that is going to be a 20.
That fails.
Okay, so it takes normal strike damage with the star shot. So go ahead and roll normal damage for your big boom gun.
Okay. Right. 10.
10. Okay. Takes 10 points of damage and is barely harmed.
Yep.
But it is harmed.
I have it. It can bleed.
All right. So, that is the end of your turn, I believe. That brings us to Remy.
Wait, so, question. I see Rin as being right here.
Yes, Rin is right there. It has a reach of 10 feet.
Oh, okay, that's right. Can I try and take her from its grasp?
You can certainly try. That would be an athletics check.
It's probably not. I can't do it as like an unarmed attack.
I would say not in this scenario.
Can I...
Well, you know what? Nah, I'll allow it. Unarmed attack is fine.
Let's see how that goes. And move from there. That's a 17, so that's not gonna do anything.
17. Yeah, you start pulling on Rin, and you're not getting very far with this. This is a big, strong creature.
Okay. Can I, as two separate actions, try and treat her poison and battle medicine her?
You may try. Treat poison. You would have to do that thing. Let me see. Treat poison. Treat poison. There it is. Okay. So yeah, make a medicine check.
That is a 23.
23. That is unfortunately a failure. You are unable to treat the paralysis poison.
That's bad news, but can I try and battle medicine her?
Sure. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
That's 21.
A 21. That is a success. Go ahead and roll healing. What'd you get?
Hey, that's 14 points of healing,
14
and I'm
points of healing.
out of actions and things to do.
All right, but Ren is looking at least a little bit healthier.
Which I'm sure will very quickly not become the case.
Rin can't do anything. That brings us to Gartholomew.
All right. And then, what are the rules for throwing items?
Are you
Like,
throwing the bomb?
I would like to throw the bomb, but like,
That's just
what's
an
my
attack
range
roll.
on that?
It has a range increment of 20 feet. So 20 feet for normal, and then every 20 feet beyond that is a -2.
Gotcha. Okay. Shit. It is 25 feet away. Okay, I guess. Do I still have line of sight if I go there? Yeah.
Barely.
I guess I will stride to there and then devise a stratagem against
Okay.
that guy. So that is going to be a flat d20. And that would not hit. I
Probably
already know
not.
that. So instead I'm going to use a skill stratagem. And then, okay. Then, I guess with my final action... Shit. my final action, I guess. So what did I get on my first recall knowledge against this guy? Was that a 30?
Something like that. I don't remember.
And I couldn't figure out any weaknesses, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Then could I use person of interest on this guy?
What does that do? Let's see. Choose a creature you can see who isn't, to your knowledge, tied to any of your current investigations. The next minute, you can devise stratagem against that creature as a free action. Okay. You have now you have now allocated the Chul as your person of interest.
All right. That's the guy we gotta fucking kill. And that's my turn.
Very insightful. That brings us to the Chul, which is going to look at you all, still just rubbing its eyes a little bit with one of its claws from the star shot just exploding in its face.
This sound bores me. There are better places I could be.
It is going to make a mandibles attack against Rin, so Rin's going to take that 3d6 damage. That's going to be 14 points of damage to Rin. Rin is now mortal again. It's going to do that again on Rin. That's going to be 10 points of damage to Rin, which is enough to knock her unconscious. She's not actually dead. She's just unconscious right now and beginning to die. It is then going to drop her and begin running along the path. The Chul is no longer in combat.
Come back
Rin is dying, however.
Oh, shit.
Like, good news and bad news in the sense that, like, it's leaving, but that means we're definitely gonna have to deal with it with the other group.
Oh, I'm eating that fucking thing.
So, as we end combat, Rin is currently dying. And she failed her first dying check.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and slam one of these potions into her mouth.
All right. Go
One of
ahead
the
and,
one of the minor
what-
healing potions.
What is that heal? It's what is it? 1d8.
That is 1d8.
All right, lovely.
That's 3 points of healing for Rin.
Lovely. Rin is no longer dead and is in so much pain, but she gets up.
Thank you. You got what you needed?
We did, but that thing ran off like it had a purpose.
That's not a problem for right now. We have to get to the tower. It's time to take Gauntlight. Hopefully, the final group has gotten their job done.
At this point, a line of carts trundles up.
Get in. We've got work to do.
Aye, aye.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
All right.
So, Gartholomew, how are you feeling?
Pretty good. Investigator is a complicated character,
Yes.
or a class to play, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. Especially because I'm also, fucking, of course, one of the investigator, subclasses is basically just smushing it together with alchemist for an extra layer of complexity. And then for the hell of it, I took the fucking half alchemist but not really archetype with a wandering chef. So there's a lot to keep track of.
You're several layers of alchemist.
Yeah, I'm on like 13 levels of alchemy right now. You wouldn't get it. No, it's
Alchemy
fun.
all the way down.
Yeah, we're chilling. I'm gonna
Remy,
eat that
how
fucking
are you
lobster.
feeling? Remy, how are you feeling?
I think I speak for both her and I when I say never would have predicted any of that.
And Strux, how are you feeling?
Oh man, well that was a trip and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how are we all feeling as players?
We really
I'm
had to
having
make the
fun.
troll thing come back.
I forgot about the fucking troll doll. Oh my god, I want to turn that into a pink stain on the ground.
Oh my god, I don't even
You know-
want to turn him into that. I want to turn him into a brief cloud of pink mist.
I have been thinking for weeks on what to do with this mission, and I said to myself, you know what? I think the best possible thing would be if Tankletop has them make him a sandwich. I think that would be the best possible thing, because they will hate it more than anything.
You are correct.
We want to give a special shout out to Jane Meyer. Thank you so much for your support on Buy Me a Coffee, Jane. It really means the world and helps make this show possible.